Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brandon. It's hot outside again today, going to run some errands. I figured this would be a good time to elaborate on the last video because it was a little bit choppy the way I explained it. So the big question that the other YouTubers and publications aren't going to have the IQ to probably ask is, are these ring times applicable to the previous Z06? You say, what do you mean previous? GM has already revealed that they're going to a new PTM mode. They have a new performance traction management mode, okay? And the question is, does this mode, it's not just the mode, is the 2026 C8 lineup with the Ediff programs, are the Ediff programs more relaxed? And if they're more relaxed, then that means that all the other PTM modes would be a little bit more strict because they would be filling in for the Ediff program. Because you either have to have the Ediff program keep the car straight or the ESC program keep the car straight. It's one of the two, okay? And for those of you who don't know, when you shut off, when you put the car into race 2 ESC off, which is the most off that you can make everything on the current, like let's say you have a 23, 24, or 25 Z06, and you put it in race 2 ESC off, which is the most off that you can make everything, you can drift the car and step the car out and spin the car at under 70 miles per hour. Above 70 miles per hour, above 80 especially, the Ediff progressively locks and locks. You can't step the car out anymore, okay? You can't drift the car. So it's a very bipolar situation. It screws up a driver. So for instance, that's what got the guy in the, what do you call it, C8 zr1, who spun the C8 zr1. He was used to the car catching him. When he flung it hard above 80, 90 miles per hour, it would catch him with the Ediff. The Ediff was locked out. It would catch him. But once he got below 70 miles per hour and he tried to do that same level of, oh, I got this, I can do this, the car spins you. And then the vice versa. If you're used to the car stepping out at lower speeds, then you get to higher speeds, you're like, oh, I can step the car out and make this turn. No, you can't. The Ediff's going to lock and take you straight off the road. The car is two different cars. It's like it got a switch around 70, 80 miles per hour. It switches. No other YouTubers talk about this stuff. So it's a lawsuit. I mean, it's just, General Motors doesn't warn us anywhere in any of their owner's manual, any of their little documentary videos. General Motors just doesn't warn us about this. And it's a very serious issue, guys. It can take people's lives. It causes people to wreck. It causes people to lose control of the cars, which is what you saw with the guy with the white ZR1 with the stripes down in Miami. So the point is, back to the discussion here, which nobody has the IQ to talk about this. They don't understand what I'm saying. It's just, I'm on a planet with a bunch of dunces, apparently. Is the 2026, with its, does it have a newly revised Ediff program, which allows the PTM mode, the Pro PTM, to have the Ediff more unlocked, and therefore the car can spin even at higher speeds? Is that what Pro mode is? Because that's what they'd have to have at the ring. So I don't think it's a coincidence that they're finally releasing a ring time the same time that they come out with Pro mode PTM, okay? So, as I said before, they couldn't release the ring time until the 2026s come out because they're using the Pro mode PTM and the 2026 size brakes on the ZR1 and the ZR1X. And those are ring rules. You're not allowed to release ring times about cars that aren't in production yet. The cars aren't in production until now. They're coming into production. The 2026s are starting now. So, General Motors can release this video, and if you go into a Chevrolet store and order a Corvette, it will have this PTM mode now. So it's no longer false advertising. So that's why General Motors had to wait until the 2026 production began, so that there was no chance that people could say it was false advertising. Now here's where it gets interesting. This is what people don't have the IQ to talk about this stuff. Even though General Motors could over-the-air update the 23, 24, 25 Z06, even though General Motors could over-the-air update the 20 through 25 Stingray Z51, even though General Motors could update the E-Ray, all the previous year E-Rays, even though General Motors could do an over-the-air update and I'll give them all Pro PTM mode, I have a hunch that General Motors is not going to do that, because they're going to use this safety feature. It's a safety upgrade, and they're going to dangle it like a carrot that you have to buy a 2026 if you want the proper handling vehicle that doesn't backstab you when you try to go as fast as the ring record drivers do. So I'm just being blunt with you guys. General Motors is... General Motors had to have known they were going to go to the bigger brakes in the 2026s for the ZR1. And General Motors has released about 80 or so, however many it is, almost 100, 2025 ZR1s with the smaller brakes. The smaller brakes are because they didn't have the ESC filling in for the Ediff yet. See, you got to have either ESC or the Ediff keeping the car straight when you're in like the regular PTM modes, like touring and sport and all this stuff. So they need the bigger brakes to be able to keep up, that they don't overheat. So I just think it's amazing how the entire community doesn't care that a company, first of all, releases a faulty car and then comes out with the upgrades for only the 2026s, and the 5 production years before that are all shit out of luck, when it could easily be over there updated. The 2025 ZR1s are really going to be the one that I think there's potential for a class action on those people. They could go after GM for safety issues, I think. And all those of you saying, stop saying you should sue General Motors. Maybe General Motors should stop doing things that are easily a suable offense. You ever think about that? Maybe it's General Motors who's at fault for doing things that could easily be sued and won in the courtroom. See ya.